What's up, G-Pac TV? This is Daryl G coming to you with another video. Yes, this is about the dirtbag that you see behind me, Joe Manchin. Can you believe that this guy fought hard to really get people less economic help during the pandemic? Understand that other countries are taking care of their citizens. Other developed countries are taking care of their citizens. You know that we are the only country that has a failed government that doesn't even take care of its own citizens during a pandemic. And you have skeevy scumbags like him who tried to get you less help when you desperately need it. Let's be clear. Let me tell you something about Joe Manchin. The real reason why he didn't want any raise in the minimum wage, especially in his state, is because he is a business owner and he would have to pay his employees more money if he would have got the $15 minimum wage. That's the real reason why he did it. Okay? So just listen to him on CNN. I guess this is Jake Tapper. Listen to this. Oh, even Jake Tapper had to ask him, like, you have one of the lowest income levels in the whole country in your state. Why would you be fighting for less help for them? Even he had to ask it. Because the mainstream media is freaking horrible. And I'm surprised he even asked him the way he... I'm sure Joe Manchin was surprised to even get that question. Because they don't usually ask him that question. So, let's listen.
Of West Virginia. Senator Manchin, thanks so much for joining us. So after changes that you pushed for, enhanced federal unemployment benefits now expire about a month earlier, and there's a new income cap for writing them off on your taxes.
A month earlier.
I have to say, you represent one of the lowest income states in the nation. Why were you fighting for less help for citizens during this cruel
Let's hear your
economic
bullshit.
time?
Well, Jake, first let me just say it's always good to be with you, okay? And next of all I did was try to make sure that we were targeting where the help was needed. Right now, we're giving $300 to people who are unemployed by no fault of their own.
It was $400.
I think that basically
he made it
look at all the
$300.
things that we've done in targeting, how we helped the families, how we helped their children with child tax credits. There was so much more that we were doing. We're giving more help to individuals than ever before. 300 was
that's a lie.
Continues on.
You're not getting more help than individuals before.
And that's what
you're getting less help. Let's stop.
Put the cap on, Chuck.
Let's stop right there for a second. First of all, this bill is getting less help to people less people will get checks under this bill than under Donald Trump. Donald Trump had more money for unemployment than this bill has. So there's some other, let's not get it twisted. There's some other good things in the bill. But for him to say, oh, we getting more help to more people, that is just a lie. Let's continue.
Never given. This is the first time we've ever allowed for tax deduction from your unemployment benefits. And basically, to be fair for the people out there working all the time, paying their share of taxes, that was something we were concerned about also. So we limited it to $150,000. We capped it that anybody over $150,000 could not use that offset. Anybody
hear the bullshit?
Struggling and working, more the middle class, is able to do that. That was a fair
bullshit
compromise.
detector should be going off right now.
I know you're doing the round of shows today, but just to remind you, I'm Jake, well, not Chuck. Your move forced the Senate to stay up.
He doesn't care. He running the same bullshit on everybody's show.
Chuck Schumer, even President Biden. You were talking to Senator Portman on the other side. How much pressure were you under, and what did President Biden have to say to you?
Well, Jake, on that, President Biden and I have been friends. I have the utmost respect. I think he's the right person, the right place at the right time.
Except for you're going to block everything he tries to do with the Republicans, right?
Joe, never go against your convictions. Always do what you think is right. And I always appreciate that encouragement, and we work very well together.
Oh, so he said go with your conviction, do what you think is right, right? So for Joe Manchin, you living below poverty wages is right to him. You getting less help during a pandemic This is not a This is not a stimulus. This is survival help that they're giving people. They're not stimulating anything. People are just trying to survive through a pandemic that you government people shut the economy down, shut people's businesses down, and then give them no help. You hear this piece of crap? West Virginia, really? Really? You gonna continue to vote people like him in? You should learn a real lesson. This is what you get when you really need some help during a pandemic. This is the piece of crap that you're gonna get.
Working with all of my other friends back and forth, Jake, sometimes can be challenging, but the bottom line is that's what it's about, negotiations. I work with my Republican friends, I work with my Democrat caucus and my friends. We try to find that middle. With that sometimes it gets
middle. You know what is in that middle?
But the bottom line is at the end.
You know what's in the middle? In the middle is a big screw you to the rest of us. That's what's in the middle. So I'm not interested in his middle. The middle, the only thing that is in the middle is screw you to the rest of us. That's it. So every time they meet in the middle, they meet with a big middle finger to everybody else. Continue.
The result, we got one tremendous piece of legislation. This bill, Jake, does an awful lot for a long period of time. It basically goes out to 2024. We're getting help to every city, every municipality. Every one of those are going to have help now. Then they have to basically control their own destiny.
You could have gotten them that help anyways and still gave people $600 for the unemployment, gave people the $2,000 checks that Joe Biden promised everyone. And you still could have did exactly what you're talking about. You just didn't want to help. Does anybody remember this dirtbag talking about, well, let's get the help directed when they gave $5 trillion to the richest people in this country in the first CARES Act? Did you hear this dirtbag talk about, let's make sure all the trillions of dollars we're giving the wealthiest people, let's make sure it's more directed. Oh my goodness, I'm sick of these people like this.
They can fix a water line, a sewer line, internet.
How do you continue win elections?
Maybe making them jump through hoops. We've done everything we can. We're helping children now more so than ever before. We're making our schools safer. We're making it basically able to get back into the classroom in the safest atmosphere humanly possible. We're helping businesses reopen. Vaccines are getting in people's arms. We are going to go back to normal. We're going to get to some normal, and the new normal is not going to be like the old normal, and it has a chance to be even better.
I know that bipartisanship is very important to you.
Smoke right up your ass.
President Biden says it's important to him as well. At the end of the day, this legislation passed with no Republican votes in the House, no Republican votes in the Senate. Some Republicans tried to offer to negotiate. It didn't happen. At the end of the day, who do you blame for the fact that this bill got no Republican support in Congress?
Who gives a damn?
I never did.
Oh, you hear the media? Who do you blame that they got no Republican votes in for this? Nobody gives a damn. The Republicans, Jake Tapper, won't you tell your audience that the Republicans don't want to give the American people no help at all? So that means, who the hell are the Democrats supposed to negotiate with? So if I come with a $1.9 trillion deal and you come with $600 billion to the table, I know immediately that you're not serious about negotiation. If I have a house that's $1.9 trillion and you say, oh, I'll give you $600 billion for it, I would say, show this guy the door. He's not serious about negotiating on his $1.9 trillion house that I'm trying to sell. He coming here with $600 billion? Are you kidding me? That's a joke. Show him to the door. And let's get some serious people up in here. They have nobody to negotiate. So for Jake Tapper to make it look like it's somebody's fault that the Republicans, maybe it's the Republicans' fault that they don't want to give people help. Did Jake Tapper with his dumbass so-called journalism ever think about that? Oh my God, these people are the worst. Let's listen to this dumbass Joe Manchin answer.
Place blame. What I do place is basically we don't have the tolerance to sit down and work more. But let me tell you, Jake, this was
The
more of a
tolerance.
bipartisan bill than you might think. First of all, the president asked for 10 Republicans to come over and see him. That was the first visit to the White House, was my Republican friends and colleagues that went and sat down. They offered their proposal. They didn't think it was adequate enough to do what
Yes.
President Biden has his vision for
600
America,
billion,
and coming out and
1.9
making sure
trillion.
we can recover. I think what he did
That is not a
was
serious
correct, but listen to
negotiation.
them. And guess what? For the whole month, Jake, we've worked together. We've had Democrats and Republicans working together. A lot of the things that I was able to get in, or some changes that I was able to do because of this.
Let's stop right there. See, the Republicans didn't need to be at the table. They had Joe Manchin. They had Joe Manchin to sneak all of the bullshit in there to get you less everything. That was what the Republicans wanted, you to get less everything. And that's what Joe Manchin did. So they had a Republican at the table. This scumbag right here who claims he's a Democrat. So this is unbelievable. How long are we going to tolerate these type of politicians who actively go out there and make sure you get nothing in the middle of a pandemic? They come on TV and act like as if he gave you something. Try to make sure you get less. Other developed countries are giving their citizens, they're paying their citizens their full salaries to stay home if they had to stay home. They're giving them $2,000 a month. A month. Some of these people done got $15,000 over this whole, regular citizens got $15,000 over this whole pandemic because they were getting $2,000 a month way back when it started. What did you get? A $1,200 check, 9 months later get a $600 check, and they're wrangling over, then they promise you, let's go down the line. They promise you $2,000 check, which was a lie. Now you're down to $1,400. And they were wrangling over giving you that. People like him barely wanted to give you that. Oh, what a disgusting state that we live in. We live in a failed state. Our government won't even take care of us, won't even give us the bare minimum through a pandemic as you shut down everybody, businesses, and a whole bunch of people unemployed. Won't even do the bare minimum. Let's have a conversation. This is the reason why it ties back into people like the progressives and AOC fighting. If they don't fight now, they're not going to fight for us at all. When do we stand up? Let's have a conversation. Like, don't like, share. Tell me what you think.